BLOCKTV. It's time for Blockheads, where we round up the top headlines from across the cryptosphere. We start today off with Reuters reports, New York financial regulator approves Bakkt trust license. CryptoSlate informs Coinbase custody acquires institutional clients of Xapo, becomes world's largest crypto custody provider. CoinDesk lets us know a Big Four audit firm lost $1 million in Bitcoin. Victims are losing patience. Cointelegraph brings us some Binance updates with Binance to resume U.S. operations within 2 months, predicts CEO CZ. And CoinDesk returns to round down our headlines with all crypto retirement accounts will be fined Australian tax office. So the New York State Department of Financial Services has granted Bakkt a license to operate as a limited liability trust company and provide custody services for Bitcoin in conjunction with the launch of physically delivered Bitcoin futures contracts. Trust company is technically different from a bank in New York, but can take deposits and issue loans and act as an agent for government bodies. They must maintain significant capital reserves consistent with those of a premier fiduciary business. Bakkt will serve institutional customers, and its Bitcoin futures contracts will be listed for trading on ICE Futures US and cleared through ICE Clear US, according to the DFS. The DFS has so far approved 22 charters or licenses for companies in the virtual currency marketplace, and according to a notice released on Friday, ICE Futures US will list the new Bakkt Bitcoin Monthly and Bakkt Bitcoin Daily futures contracts for trading on September 23rd. Now we move along to Coinbase, where they have acquired institutional clients of Xapo, becoming the world's largest cryptocurrency custody provider with $7 billion under custody. The news confirms weeks of speculation over Coinbase's intention with Xapo after taking over Grayscale Investments, Xapo's largest client. Prior to the acquisition in July of this year, Coinbase custody claimed to hold more than $2.5 billion worth of crypto from roughly 100 institutional clients. Rival custodian BitGo, for one, claims to have been contacted by Xapo clients concerned about the safety of their digital assets under Coinbase custody, and has seemingly jeered at the acquisition in a quietly combative blog post in which BitGo stated, "Xapo built a great business because they were a serious custodian that understood their responsibilities to their clients. They recognize that securing digital assets requires a level of security beyond what's required for securing other types of assets, and they made client service a priority. The clients calling us are concerned about the safety of their digital assets, and we want to make sure they have a choice." And moving along, when Quadriga CX, once Canada's largest crypto exchange, collapsed virtually overnight, it still owed its customers as much as $190 million. Court-appointed companies Miller Thomson and Ernst & Young have been tasked with recovering the missing funds, but users want more transparency into EY's investigation, as well as a better understanding of how the audit firm accidentally lost 103 Bitcoin, now worth over $1 million, earlier this year. While some users are contemplating finding new legal representation due to their frustrations with Miller Thomson. So far, EY has recovered about $25 million, with a judge awarding $1.6 million in fees and costs to all the firms involved in the case. EY is looking to raise up to another $9 million by selling assets from the founder's estate, including luxury vehicles, a boat, a personal aircraft, and 16 Nova Scotia properties that EY claims were bought with customer funds. The $1.6 million in fees are part of the restructuring process Quadriga entered in January, but the exchange is now unwinding as part of a bankruptcy process. This means EY, Miller Thomson, and other firms will have additional fees at some future date. Creditors looking to recoup funds have until August 31st to file claims with Ernst & Young. And in more Binance news, CZ has predicted that Binance will resume crypto to fiat operations in the US within the next 2 months. Back in June, Binance announced that they would be temporarily restricting services in the US as it worked to open a new division to operate with FinCEN approval. CZ ultimately expressed optimism for the future of US regulation, citing the country's clear legal framework for traditional financial services as evidence that the environment for crypto will improve. CZ's comments come after the exchange fell victim to a blackmail scandal in which the hacker has threatened to keep releasing thousands of Know Your Customer photos and other personal information allegedly belonging to Binance users. However, Binance explains that there's no evidence that these KYC images have been stolen from the exchange, as they do not contain the official digital watermark. And following suit with the US and the UK, the Australian Tax Office, or the ATO, has sent out warning letters to investors who have placed the majority of their retirement savings in cryptocurrencies. 18,000 holders of self-managed super funds were told they face penalties of up to 4,200 Australian dollars for breaching regulations. While the letter targeted any self-managed super funds holder with over 90% of their retirement savings in a single asset, primarily in property, the ATO also singled out cryptocurrencies as a high-risk investment. The Australian Securities and Investments Commission, the ASIC, takes a similar stance to the ATO, stating, "Be wary of services offering to establish an SMFSF for you in order to gain exposure to cryptocurrencies. Not only does operating an SMFSF involve significant time, skills, and responsibilities, you may also be putting your retirement savings at risk." That was Blockheads for the day. Stay tuned for more news and updates.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.